Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason, and this is Art of Creation Homestead. Today we're coming out here. We're going to check on our chickens, our young ones. They're all together, but we got some young ones that are about 23 weeks old. Angela?
Yeah.
They're 23 weeks old. Okay, so we're coming out here. We're going to check on them. None of them have started laying yet. We have 6 of them. Okay, if you've been watching our videos, we've mentioned them, earlier, a lot more briefly lately. But we want to discuss something with you today about talking about when they are ready to lay, understanding what signs to look for when they're ready to lay, because I know a lot of first-time chicken keepers especially are wanting to know, hey, I've had my chickens for so long, when can I expect to start seeing eggs? Well, one thing that real quick that people have talked about is that look at their comb, size of the comb and the color of the comb, and I'll tell you. And it's, while it is an idea that shows that they're getting older and starting to mature some, it doesn't really tell you the whole story. For instance, we had a well summer a few years ago. She's now over 4 years old, but before she started laying, she was the first one in her group that had a beautiful red comb, and she was well built, had a good size to her, and we said, oh, this one's going to lay soon. Well, it took her like 6 weeks to start laying an egg, and so we had others that came along quicker and started laying before her. So I mean, while it does show that they are getting older, it doesn't necessarily tell you that they're getting ready to lay. All right, we got a rogue chicken that's just trying to go in. Isn't that right, Tootie? Rogue chicken. She's a good layer. A few of the girls. How you girls doing today? That's Helga with her head in the feeder, won't get it out. It's Helga. That's Sophia. That's Heidi. This one right here, this beautiful one, is Ruth. That one's Naomi. And this one is Bella. These are our young girls, okay? And these are the ones we're going to be checking on to show you what to look for, okay? Alright, so now one thing we're going to show you is when a hen starts to submit, okay? Which means she's allowing for the rooster to mount her. If you don't have roosters, sometimes they'll do this to you, and it makes it easier for you to hold them. But it's just a sign of, first of all, it's them showing a sign of respect and saying, okay, you're the boss, and I'm submitting to your authority. But also, it also means that their reproductive system has matured. Okay, so I'm gonna try and get one of the hens to do that because we don't have a rooster. So I'm gonna try and get one of our hens to do that, so you'll see what I mean. Tootie. All right, now see that was a half submit. She did submit, but it wasn't full on. A lot of times they'll flatten their back out. It's just getting late in the year, and they don't submit as much because the reproductive systems aren't as active, which is what that is. That's showing that the reproductive system is active and that she's active and she wants to get out in the yard. But so what that does is, again, they don't do that in the wintertime because it's not a breeding season, and they're not laying eggs in the wintertime either. Anytime you see your chickens doing that, means the reproductive system is active, and obviously that means they're ready to drop eggs. The reproductive system doesn't operate. If it's not operating, then they don't drop eggs. That is what they use to reproduce, is eggs, correct? So that's a great sign that your chickens are going to lay eggs. The other sign for her is that she don't shut up. but again, so anytime throughout the year, even if you have an adult hen that hasn't been laying eggs, if you see her start submitting, that means her reproductive system is active again, and that she will start laying eggs soon. Like even after a molt, after they've been broody for a while, or when they're coming into their laying season, that's always a good sign that they're ready to lay eggs.
Okay, this is Miss Bella, and we're going to show you the best way to tell when they're going to lay. Are you ready, Bella? Okay, now you have to get them in a comfortable position, a serene position for them, which you will cradle them in this arm. You will put their legs between your fingers here. See, like this. Now you will put their head under your arm.
That kind of calms them down, doesn't it?
That calms them.
Yeah.
Now, you will raise up their tail feathers. You will find their vent. You will not come anywhere near their vent. You're looking for their pelvic bones. You will locate their vent and go about 1 inch down from their vent. And that's their pelvic bones. You will feel 2 hard things right here. See, I'm feeling them right here.
Okay.
And then you take your fingers. Now this is woman-sized fingers, not man-sized fingers. And you slide your fingers in between the pelvic bones. And right now you can feel that her pelvic bones are hard, but softening. They will soften and become like rubbery, almost like rubber bands, as they get closer to laying.
Is that so the eggs can flex, right?
So that the pelvic bones can flex to let out the egg.
Right.
Right now, she is nearly 2 fingers. I can get nearly 2 fingers between her pelvic bones. When they are ready to lay, they will get 3 to 4 full woman-sized fingers between their pelvic bones before they are ready to lay an egg. Right now, she is only at about a 2, so she still has a little bit. When they get to that 3 to 4 finger mark, and you start to see some swelling in their back end, you can guarantee that it will be 24 to 48 hours and they will lay their first egg.
Okay, that's the 2 main things you want to look for. Again, when Angela was doing that, she wasn't at the place where their poop comes out, okay? She wasn't around that. I know some of you guys might feel it's a little weird, or like you feel a little weird about getting your fingers that close. They're not, she wasn't touching that area, okay? Just understand when she said vent, that meant where their poop comes out at and where their eggs come out at, right? But she wasn't touching that, she was below that, okay? Other things you can look for are like if they're singing, looking at the nest, things of that nature, because they'll do a lot of singing. When we say singing, we mean that sound they make, the right? Okay, they'll be doing a lot of that. That's called singing to people who love chickens. To people who don't love chickens, it's called just making noise. But so they'll be doing a lot of that, looking at the nest boxes and things, and you know you'll notice those types of things where they become interested in what goes in there. Now, if you don't have older hens, like we have older hens that kind of show that the younger ones where to lay their eggs at, and we put ceramic nest eggs inside the boxes as well, so that chickens understand that's where they put their eggs. So if you don't really have all that, and this is your first time with chickens, they may not be looking at the boxes, okay? So they might just put their egg anywhere. But even if you don't have that, you're gonna notice your chickens singing a lot, making that noise and doing things of that nature, and that'll help you see that as well. So hey, thank you guys for watching so much. We do appreciate you. Again, my name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. I love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.